one other visitor for this trailhead. This is the northwest access to the Thousand Lakes Wilderness. Registration as well. There's a number of lakes that you can explore. You got to do a little bit of elevation gain, and then you kind of get into this somewhat flat area. And I think there's a couple of trails that make a loop around 4 or 5 of the lakes. There is a little bit of a nippy breeze in the air, and then the sound that you hear is one of the creeks coming down from the lakes. Just kind of going up in this really straight but uphill fashion. May have been an old road at one point. Okay, so at a split off here, the trail is just plateaued. A little bit more snow now. This way is to McGee Peak and the higher lakes. And then this is the way I'm going to go to Eiler Lake. And then looking back this way, this is where I came from. So I lied, I'm actually going to take the McGee route. However, I hit a lot of snow, and I know that the trail kind of wraps around this ridge. So that's why I'm veering off and just kind of bushwhacking till I hit the trail again. Okay, left it is. Next little snowmelt crossing. Another split off for trails. I wish I had more time today. I'd love to explore all this. And it looks like there is even another split off up here. So a lot of these trails in California, somebody, Forest Service I'm assuming, they'll nail old license plates onto the side of trees. I think they just serve as markers for when the snow is high. I wish I could get a year, but some of the ones I've seen dated back from the 30s, 40s, even 50s. Maybe a little bit of fiasco. So this is the first of many lakes in this area. This one does not have a name. Looks like this one would dry out later in the season. I don't think that there are 1,000 lakes in this area. Probably at least 100. But only the big ones, of course, are going to be named. Okay, next junction. Tamarack. Oh, that's the trailhead for the east approach. So Barrett Lake should be just beyond this copse of trees. There are 3 ducks in the water, and I scared them away. So my next destination is 0.4 miles this direction to Durbin Lake, and then there's another lake a little bit higher up called Hufford Lake. Now this one's mostly snow covered still, and chances are the other ones are probably going to be fully covered. So Crater Mountain and McGee Peak are the two high points of the Thousand Lakes Wilderness. An old extinct volcano, it all got glacial gouged during our last ice age, and that's why it created this big notched valley and formed all these lakes. Even though it's May, the atmosphere, it feels like fall. There's something really lovely about it, especially with the blowing breeze. I think it's also just the sharp contrast of lighting. So it's like it's really bright but then really shaded, which is very characteristic of fall weather. So this trail is pretty much either snow covered or flooded over. I already got soaked once, but I am coming up to the nearly frozen Durbin Lake. Beautiful spot for a campsite. Okay, my final destination is half a mile away. That's Hufford Lake, and I got to gain maybe 200 or 300 feet. The main trail kind of skirts that way. This is the first lake that is not near any of the trails. There actually is another unnamed lake just tucked up over this initial ridge. Feeds right into this lake. So now I'm going to start backtracking, and ultimately my goal is to hit Eiler Lake. I think it's the lowest elevation lake and also the largest in this area. It's not really too far away from where I spurred off. Way straight ahead in the middle there, no glimpse of Mount Shasta. Here goes another view of Durbin Lake. And my next destination now is Box Lake. This will be the second lake where there is no immediate trail to it. It is just below Barrett Lake and on my way to the much larger Eiler Lake. looking back towards Barrett Lake. The trail is running right through in here. Nice little campsite. So an outflow stream from an unnamed lake just out of view. It flows this way and looks like I'm coming up to Box Lake. Oh, my mistake. The water actually, this is the outflow. Water goes this way to the south. There's actually a somewhat big peninsula, and this is where I'm aiming towards. So this is just one section of the lake. It's picturesque. Alright, from here I'm gonna climb up Eiler Butte. It's a very short, extinct cinder cone that is located in that direction about 4/10 of a mile. Another unnamed lake. And then Box Lake is right over here, just going through a little 100-foot wide isthmus. And that other lake, and apparently right now, this time of year, these two lakes connect. So this is pretty much the only bridge that I have to be able to go across them. About 2 feet deep in that section. Small little lake here that got all covered over by the felled trees. Not sure how long ago this fire was. Somebody hid all their stash of leftover cans. So now I'm just going to go straight up the side of this cinder cone. It's going to be brutal up there. Alright, just about at the top of Eiler Butte. Wind is really booking it, but here's the summit crater. Crater Peak. So this peak's kind of an oddity because glaciers actually eroded down Crater Peak. Like I was saying earlier, it created a whole bunch of basins that filled up with lakes, and the glaciation actually extended past this way. So somewhere after the ice age there was a weak spot in the earth and it caused this cinder cone to form. And you can tell that because there's no glacial scouring of this little cinder cone, at least on the way up. So Lake Eiler is right down in there. You see a sliver of it. That'll be my next objective. I was thinking of going up Freener Peak. It's that bald mountain there. It's like 7,400 feet in elevation, so it's a bit higher than here. But I'm probably going to skip it. The wind is extreme here, so I can only imagine what the top over there is going to be like. Probably hurricane force winds will blow me off on the other side. Yeah, you can even see some whitecaps down there on the lake. slopes of the cinder cone drop all the way right to the edge of the lake. You can see with my GPS, from where I'm at here to the other end is about 0.62 miles. So a kilometer in length. And there goes Crater and McGee and Freener. From the other end now. It's a lot prettier on this side. It's not all burned up. Now I'm seeing tracks leading on the way back down to Cypress Trailhead. So whoever was in that white Subaru, I didn't encounter whoever that was, but I'm sure they're ahead of me. They probably already left by now. So this is pretty cool. Right along the trail there's a rather uncommon type of cypress tree. I knew what it was right off the bat when I saw these cones. It's called a Baker cypress, and they grow in very isolated pockets, and this is one of them. I was not expecting to find them here. There's a couple of places where you could find them up at the Oregon-California border, kind of near Miller Lake, which is in the Grayback Mountain area. And the northernmost population that is known is up by Lost Creek Lake on the side of Flounce Rock. Well, now I know why this is called the Cypress Trailhead. It's because of this tree. That Subaru is gone, and it's just me who's here. Alright, not a bad hike, snow bushwhack.